Check, check. Check, check. I think I'm live. Hey guys, if you are watching this, I am still setting up and I may be live. I don't know if I'm live or not. Oh, I am live. The life of me cannot figure out. Hey.
Check, check.
Hey, Will. I swear to God, for the life of me, I cannot figure out how this new setup works with YouTube. What's going on? I am still setting up. So if you're watching this, you are really early. I'm gonna start in like 12 minutes. But you know, since you guys are early, you can watch me set up. Yeah, there's this new way of doing this. Like you have to connect through OBS and start a broadcast and connect it to your YouTube. I haven't streamed for so long, or every time I do, I take a 2-week break and then I stream again. Anyway, I think I'm getting the hang of it. So now you guys are looking at this screen. All right. Let's just chill for a bit. Let's just chill on the OpenSea section of it. Can you guys hear me all right? What's up? What's up? Okay, can hear you fine, Will says. Awesome. Well, what's going on, guys? I thought I'd start up my streams again. Camera's over here. Yeah, I thought I'd start up my streams again. Let me go full cam. 8 a.m. in the mornings. I've got this new routine of mine where I wake up at 5 a.m. in the mornings, do my showers, do my my morning, stretches and get in the zone, do a bit of work from 6 to 8 or 6 to, yeah, I'm supposed to do work from 6 to 8, which I've been doing. And then 8 a.m. my time, which is Melbourne time, at 7:50 a.m. right now, I'm going to start getting back into streaming. Right? So if I can do my streams at 8 a.m., the thing about me right now is I've come to run the company, which is the MetaKey. There's about 30 people there, which is pretty much my full-time dedication. And then I've got my fund, which I have to run and invest across the amazing projects here in Web3. And then what I realized is once I launched those two, it was like ridiculously hard to get into social media content creation. It was just impossible. I used to make at least 1 or 2 videos a day. I'd make a ton of tweets. I'd be very active. And then when I launched those 2 ventures, it became pretty hard. So the only way I can get social done and get back into being active and chat with you guys and get into YouTube creating, which is what I love, maybe TikTok, maybe YouTube Shorts, who knows where it's going to go. The only way to do that is to wake up at 5 a.m. and do stuff till 8 a.m. So I'm going to try that here moving forward. So we're going to go with this new segment called Mattyverse, and we're going to run this for 2 weeks straight, and I'm going to see how it works. All right. So if you guys haven't seen some of my streams before, I used to actually stream pretty regularly, I would like to think. About a year ago, I streamed for about I think about 3 months straight, where we'd go across news. We'd go, like today, the OpenSea royalties. OpenSea came out with their opinion on what artist royalties should be and their approach to somehow enforcing artist royalties. So we can go through a bit of that. There's the art gobblers thing, but that's sort of died down now, and everyone's, we can go into a little bit of that. There was this article, this YouTube video that came out about a BBC segment on the Metaverse. We can go through a little bit of that. This punk, I think 6529's educational stuff that he's doing, which I think is super cool. So we can go through a bit of that, and anything you guys think is cool in terms of NFT projects, let me know, and I'll pop it up on stream. The intent of these is to make it short. Last time I do these, I'd go on for about 45 minutes, sometimes an hour, sometimes an hour and 20. But I'm going to try and make these about 35 minutes, right? Again, you guys are super early, by the way. I was actually supposed to start this at 8 a.m. It's 7:51 a.m. my time, and I pressed the go live button a bit early. So, chill out with me. What's been going on? There is, how many people in this chat right now? It seems like there's 5 or 6 of you guys. Some familiar faces. this NFT addiction helpline. How you doing? You've been day one, I think. You've been here since last year. Al Castellanos. What's up, mate? What's up? King Sakasi says, "Sup, Maddie? What's the news? I don't know. A couple of things have come across my radar. Let me know what's come across your radar, guys. You know, this is my morning. This is my total morning. I'm supposed to sit here with a coffee and read up on what's going on, but not much time for that, to be honest. Maddie, good to have you back on video. Says Ishida-kun. Ishida-kun, is that Japanese? Thanks. Happy to be here. Hopefully we'll be here for 2 weeks straight. As you guys can see, got a nice background stream set up. And at some stage, guys, I'm gonna open up this bad boy. Enrit says, "Hi Maddie, how you doing?" I'm gonna open up this thing. All right, it is a VeeFriends. It's a VeeFriends card pack. I don't know if you guys have this, but I got sent one for having a VeeFriends NFT back in the day. I had one for a while, and I haven't opened it. Right, I haven't opened it, but we'll open it on stream sometime. Let me open up a couple more pages, guys. Again, you guys are a bit early, so just chill out with me for a bit. I'm gonna move this over here. Okay, I can see that one nice and clearly. I'm up there. Art blocks, friendship bracelets, cooking. Interesting. We'll check some of that up. So got those two windows up. Cool. Yeah, and I've got my stream deck set up, so one click I can switch to desktop. One click I can go back to full cam, go to my intro, but you know, we're past the intro stage. I've taken some time to set up my whole streaming space, guys. If you have noticed, set up the back. I've got myself a stream deck. Hopefully the video quality is cracking. I've got myself a really new camera, really nice new camera. And again, what I used to do before, and I'm gonna start doing this later on, right? I want to start just getting into the habit of streaming regularly, almost every day. And once there's an audience here and we can do this well, I'm going to start doing NFT giveaways again, which I used to do back in the day. And every time there was a new project, we'd just buy one and give it away on stream. It was fun. You know, I gave away a Treeverse plot, gave away a ton of Astro Friends, a Curio card, a bunch of different stuff last streams. So we'll start to do that slowly, but I don't want to get into too much of that madness because yeah, it gets a bit crazy. All right, 6 minutes. What else is going on? Japanese just named though. How's the kid? Kid's good. Started watching when you had a newborn, says Ishida. That's awesome. Am I aware of Art Gobbler's drama? A little bit. I know that there've been, you know, I think they're whitelisted or chose predominantly influencers to be part of that whitelist. Which made, you know, as a business, look, at the end of the day, Art Gobblers wouldn't have been popular if they didn't go the influencer route. Or maybe they would have, because they had the guy from, isn't the creator of that or the artist of that, the person from Rick and Morty, right? Isn't that the whole deal? Art Gobblers. So we'll go through that later. Let's not get into that yet. I have been reading up on a bit of drama. I have been stopping myself from getting too involved because, as you guys probably know, when you do get involved a lot in drama, especially NFT Twitter, you get stuck in there for a long time. Why am I so yellow? Let me change my yellowness. But you guys know, when you get involved, guys, you spend hours on Twitter Spaces, right? It gets very consuming. And I remember in the bull run, like every single day I'd wake up to do work and I'd be stuck in just getting involved in all this NFT drama for like an hour or 2 hours. I'm not that aware. I don't know the details, but I do know stuff's been going on that has been somewhat controversial. Let me change this. Something less low. Oh. I wish I could show you my screen setup on the other side of this camera. We're just gonna, maybe I'll just stick this color. News says, I first learned about NFTs through me, really? Wow, I'm honored. I think in the early days, I had a lot of content out there. I was very regular with my content and tweeting. So I would hope I brought in some people that paid attention with the NFT stuff, that got into NFTs. That's awesome. Um, yeah, the kid is good. Thanks for asking. He is a year and 4 months. You can tell, you can hopefully tell I look a little bit more relaxed than I did a year ago when I was streaming. I was waking up. I wasn't even waking up. I was not even sleeping. I just finished the day at 4 a.m. after putting the baby to sleep, and then maybe get 2 hours sleep, and then jump back on stream at 7 or 8 a.m. So if you were here last year, which was when my baby was born, I was so out of it. I can't even remember what I was saying. But hopefully now onwards, it should be a bit better. She's still asleep. My wife takes care of her, and I'm a bit more free to make content and do live sessions and stuff. We'll get into it, guys. 3 more minutes. We'll maybe start in a couple more minutes. We'll start to get into stuff a little bit. Hi, Maddie. Are you planning to buy into Bored Apes if prices go down further? Says Nathan. Maybe. I like just watching them play out. What I found with NFT projects is I'm really heavy on the economic side of things, right? Love the project Bored Apes. They've crushed it. Personally, I haven't been able to connect with the project. The project absolutely is a great project. It's probably going to go on to be one of the best projects in the Web3 space. Am I going to grab one when it goes lower? To be honest, what I've realized again is when NFT projects reach a certain price tier, the upside becomes lower, right? If I get an NFT Bored Ape for 70 ETH, it's harder for that Bored Ape to go from 70 to 90 ETH than it is for, say, another project that's got a smaller overall market cap to go from, say, 1 to 1.5 ETH. So I feel like I've somewhat missed that boat, although I will invest in that ecosystem. Like I do have ApeCoin. I feel that liquidity there is good. That ApeCoin can 2 to 3x a little bit easier than maybe a Bored Ape NFT. I feel like when there's a lot of NFTs out there, it becomes very difficult to increase the value of all of those NFTs. Because, for example, you've got Bored Apes, then you've got Mutant Apes, then you've got 100,000 plus land, I believe. Then you got the dogs, and then there's like all these other NFTs that are coming out that are from the Bored Ape ecosystem. So for me personally, I feel like the upside's not as great. The risk to rewards not as great as I normally do things. I'm a pretty risky person. I like to put my money across new projects, low projects with low market caps, and I make the upside when I make like a 20x or maybe sometimes 100x upside when things go good my way, but I lose a shit ton of money. That's the other side of the coin, right? So Bored Apes, I really do want to own a Bored Ape, but I just feel like when parting with 70 ETH, I just look at all the other projects I can get involved with, and I still haven't been able to do it. But maybe I might, right? It's pretty cool to own a Bored Ape at this point. All right, I'll answer a couple more questions, and then we might jump on stream, right? I'll start sharing the screen and start going through some news. So we are at 8 a.m. So 8:35 a.m. Let me put an alarm on. Hey Siri, set my alarm for 35 minutes. There you go. 35 minutes straight. We're going to end the stream. What else? Yeah, dude, you look fresh. I was there with you. Mine is only 1.5 years now. Congratulations. 1.5 years. That's pretty similar age to mine. So mine's a year and 4 months. You said a year and 5 months. Yeah, it's insane. I hope you're getting some sleep as well. To me, it was like mind-boggling how disruptive having a kid is to your routine of just life. Love my kid and definitely my first priority, but just, man, it just like threw me off completely, right? I had to reset, and reset took like a 6 to 8 month period. Although everything is going good, like the fund is going great. The company scaled to 30 people now, working with the Medikey, launched a bunch of products, got a bunch of partnerships in the pipeline. Still probably a year away from doing a really, really cool stuff, but should start trickling announcements in the next month or two. And then now getting back into social. So hopefully in the next 3 to 4 months, really should have, my groove going. Yo, what's good, legend? David H says, I love seeing you have so much paint and canvases with Ferocious, bringing out Feroz this year. Yeah, I can't wait for Feroz, right? So I'll bring that up a little bit. Talk about that later, right? Actually, let's jump on screen, guys. Oh, this button over here. All right. Okay. Let's quickly just talk about Feroz. So, as you guys know, I'm a big Ferocious fan when it comes to art collecting. The reason is that when I was art collecting for the very first time, Ferocious was one of the artists I picked, right? I bought 3 Ferocious pieces for like $2,000 each. And back then they were pretty big sales and it blew up all of crypto Twitter and everyone was talking about it. But for me, it was like, okay, cool, let me experiment with this art thing. Ferocious went on to be a great artist and I was like, oh, holy crap, these art pieces have become amazing. And then that's why my love for Ferocious has always remained, because it was one of the first artists I ever got into. Kicked off my art collecting journey. So Ferocious has released these paint, Fero World and Paint. Now, I don't know which one of you guys have these, but basically, it seems like Ferocious is going to release his own avatar project, right? So Fero avatar project. The interesting thing about the mechanics of this paint drop. Fero avatar. What are they called? Fero World? Fero World? Fero World. I think their avatars based on this character that Fero used to have. Mr. Misunderstood? Mr. Understood? Okay, I obviously need to do a little bit more research. But basically, I believe there's going to be an avatar drop from Ferocious. Now, I don't know the exact mechanics. All I know is if you have a drop, there's some sort of eligibility. Either this drop means that you'll get a Fero, or you got to merge this with another drop or something. But there's like all these paint drops you can buy, right? Now, the interesting thing about this is there's only 7,308 items, because when people bought multiples, like say someone bought 100 of these paint drops, you only got one NFT that had a counter of 100 paints on it. So you didn't get 100 individual NFTs to sell. Like if I bought 100, I couldn't sell 20 and keep the 80. I had to stick with the 100, which was very interesting dynamic, I thought, because it meant that there was less NFTs in the collection. It meant that the higher end NFTs got less liquidity. So whales couldn't actually sell the price, couldn't just bulk sell half of their portfolio. They actually had to hold it. And what it meant was the floor would raise quicker, which would influence the prices across all of the quantities. So this was a really interesting learning experience for me in terms of mechanics. Anyway, yeah, I do have about 515 Feros. I think I was like the third largest buyer of Feros when this happened. And I'm anticipating this avatar drop to do pretty well. So very interested to see this drop. Right. Let's see how it goes. All right, guys. You are correct. A character, it's rumored 2 paint will get you a whitelist, but 1 canvas has been confirmed to get you a whitelist. We don't know how many viewers coming. Right, cool, but will I have to pay for them again? I don't want to be paying for more stuff. I just paid like $250,000 for 512 paints. Hopefully that means I get a Fero. That means I got to pay for my Feros. I don't know. I'm sick of paying for things, right? I've been paying for things for 4 years in the NFT space. They just want stuff for free now. Well, not free, like I bought it. I don't want to be double paying. Let's see how it goes. I don't know. All right, let's talk a little bit about artist royalties, guys. And then we'll jump back and chat with you guys for a little bit longer. But I do want to address artist royalties. I think it's been a hotly debated topic for a while now. I think 3 months we've been going back and forth with artist royalties. So I guess the concept is that when it comes to contracts, the fact that you can take an NFT outside of a marketplace and sell it somewhere else, there's no enforceability with artist royalties. An artist can't say, hey, look, for every trade, I'm going to get 5%, right? That happens on the internet with this NFT. The moment it leaves, it seems like, I'm not a developer, but it seems the moment it leaves that specific marketplace where it was originally enforced, it's unenforceable when you take it to other places. So another marketplace could say, hey, look, just trade on ours, and it's 0% fees. And suddenly they're going to, like, all the collectors and traders will go there to trade because it's 0% fees. So that's been a debate because creators actually have been incentivized to continue creating. A lot of that incentivization has become because of artist royalties. Like, why don't they, well, in their mind, they're like, hey, why don't I just work really hard for 5-10 years? Keep creating art, and the royalty should keep packing up and stacking, And if my art doesn't sell originally on the primary, at least my secondary royalties will keep me going as an artist. And that's an income, right? That's cash flow for an artist or a creator or anyone, like even a company like Medikey or a brand like Artifact or Bored Ape Yacht Club. They're incentivized to keep growing and keep doing cool things because the royalties actually bring them a ton of revenue. So if you just look at Artifact Studios, right? In a day, they'll make about 15 sales. And let's just say that they do 10 ETH worth of sales each. So 150 ETH has been traded hands for the day. They make, say, 5% of that. That is about 7 ETH. So they made 7 to 10 ETH, which is 8 to 10K USD from just trading fees that happen during the day. That's pretty good, right? And then if Ethereum goes to maybe 3,000 USD again, maybe 4,000 USD, then suddenly that becomes, 10, 20, 30K USD a day from just trade volume. So then they're suddenly incentivized to keep the price high of their floor and continue doing cool stuff, because the more cool stuff they do, the more the NFT will trade hands. So fees are important for the whole ecosystem. The whole reason why people create is because the fees is a big part of it, right? That incentivization is there for people to continue growing their project and their art, etc. But so that's a problem that needs some sort of solutions. So what OpenSea has come and said is that there's been a lot of discussion, blah, 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 blah. What they've said, and this is how I've understood it, is they're going to introduce a tool that's going to allow NFT collections to blacklist their NFTs from trading to certain marketplaces that don't honor their fees, which is actually pretty interesting because it stops the NFTs from trading hands on a marketplace. That means that the artist or the creator will get 0% fees, but it forces NFTs to trade only on a marketplace where the NFT marketplace honors the fee structure that was originally placed. That does solve it in some way, but it's good and it's bad. It's detrimental because maybe there's another NFT marketplace that has volume, and the person that owns the NFT, like I bought the NFT and I want to sell it over there because that's selling more over there, and I need to sell my NFT and I can't transfer it there because that's blacklisted for this collection. But the cons are that it adds a dynamic of non-transferability, and this space, the core of it is honestly transferability. The fact that you can take your NFT different places, right? That's like the basis of Web 3.0. So it's a bit worrying and it's a bit scary, but respect to OpenSea and anyone else that's trying to do something here, because at the end of the day, a solution is only going to get formed when we go through 100 iterations of different approaches to a solution. This is going ahead, and it looks like if you read the fine print, OpenSea will enforce creator fees for smart contracts that make best efforts to filter transfers from operators known to not respect creator fees. So it's going to look something like this. So name blur.io, this is the address. So these are all the blacklists. This is like one of the example of blacklists, right? So blur, looks rare, X2Y2 pseudo swap. So all of these have been blacklisted in this example because they do not honor the fees, right? So it's interesting because suddenly it's like a catch-22, because on the one hand, OpenSea is blocking out all the competitors. So for them it's good because it forces people to just trade on OpenSea. But then if they do that and all the other marketplaces are maybe charging some fees, or maybe lessening some fees or whatever, but if OpenSea starts to block all the marketplaces, then it's just going to be like, well, you can only sell the NFT on OpenSea. And OpenSea technically owns your NFT in a way. It's weird, right? It's a weird thing going on there. So I don't know about this solution. Let's see how it goes. At the end of the day, they've left it to the creators to figure out a solution. Cyborg Josie, I hope that's how you say the name. I've known him for a while. One of the devs behind Cyber Brokers, and been around for a very long time, right? Shout out to you, man. This will kill OpenSea, he says. Change this decision because that's the end of it. While we believe creator fees without on-chain enforcement are going away. Blah, 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 blah. Basically, he's saying that OpenSea enforcing creator fees and introducing a tool which blacklists NFT transferability to some marketplaces is a bit too much. So, he's put his opinion. There's a couple of others that have put their opinion, and let's see what happens, right? At the end of the day, it's a massive experiment. Sounds a bit funky. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Creator fees is like a pretty hotly debated topic. I do want to end this topic with one thing. I do want to say that, oh, actually, wait a second. I didn't even put this on YouTube. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna just tweet this, guys. Got carried away. Tweet. We are live. All right. So that's the thing going on with artist creator fees. If you rewind it back to 2018, guys, right? Back when Decentraland was still a project that were doing creator contests and stuff like that. Back when the art scene was literally just like maybe 50 people that were occasionally minting art. This space looked very tech heavy, dev heavy. It was very boring. There was nothing colorful, nothing arty. There was nothing cool. There was something cool, but there wasn't much color, right? If you know what I mean. There was a pivot in 2019, 2020, somewhere around there, where a bunch of artists flood this space. And because they came to this space, we have amazing looking places in Sandbox and Decentraland that you can explore. Because the artists came here, you now have NFT projects that are doing cool artwork, that are making beautiful things that you want to explore, that are making enticing visuals that are forcing people to stay here. So there is an incentivization for the industry to make sure that the creatorship is strong, right? That the artists and the people that bring color to the space is strong. So I do want to end with us hopefully reaching a solution in the industry where there's enough of a incentive to keep the artists here. So let's end with that and keep going. All right. This here, I have to kind of shout out to Punk6529 and people and all of this stuff. I saw this picture back in the day when Punk6529 did his first one. I don't think I was around. I try and stay away from the computer on the weekend, and it's 3:50 a.m. my time, so I'm just not around. Like it's midnight my time, right? So this is super cool. I'm a big fan of anything where people can exist in a virtual space. When it comes to education, when it comes to conferences, when it comes to AMAs, when it comes to existing here and maybe playing checkers while listening to people talk about stuff, I'm a big fan of using virtual spaces for anything. Right. So when I see this, I'm like, I'm in. I love it. So when this is giving me similar vibes to Decentraland, but unlike Decentraland, you can have. It seems like you can have hundreds of people in the same space because it's so simple, right? People are just a circle with a logo on it, with a big screen. So the simplicity is there, where it's almost like a 2D world that can be scaled. The problem with Decentraland is because there's moving parts. Everyone's got wearables. It's loading scenes all around you. It's very CPU heavy and internet heavy. So it was quite eye-opening to see that education virtually can be achieved even today using the tools of today, because simplicity will bring the scale. This is super cool. I was not there. I'm gonna watch the video, but there seems to be a replay over here, right? So a replay over here on Meta 511 week 4 part 2. Cool. So excited to see that develop a little bit more. Ishida's got to go to bed. See you, man. Good to see you come here. Primal Cypher, what's going on? Good to see you around here. Ola Art, what do you think of Rooney's NFT selling at OpenSea? Honestly, I have not seen that. I don't know what that is. OpenSea has always been pro creators right from 2018. Yes, they have. They have been pro creators. The OpenSea get a shit ton of hate, right? They get a ton of hate in the industry. I think people in the space love to hate on the biggest companies because they seem unreachable. But I still remember OpenSea when there were just 3 people: Alex, Devin, and what is that? I think there was another person, right? There was just 3 people, just a small little team going out there trying to build the best tools to make NFTs viable. Buy and sell your NFTs. Come and launch your NFTs. They were just trying to make it work, right? And suddenly the space blew up. They blew up. They got 2 million followers on Twitter, and suddenly everything they tweet gets ridiculed by the whole industry. I think they blew up really quickly, but I have to respect them because they've been here from the start. They've always said they're pro-creators. They've always tried their best. So I don't think their intention is bad. I think they're going to have to put something. They're going to have to push something out there to give it a shot. And if it doesn't work, they'll have to amend it based on people feedback. So I think we have to give them a bit of space along with everyone else. All right, let's keep going. So this came out. This was a BBC article, guys. So let me unmute this. If I unmute this, they're going to have to push something out there. Okay, cool.
Called me and said, "What did you do?"
I hope it's not doubling up the audio, right, for you guys?
No.
Okay,
Well,
so this was a BBC article that came out. Why brands are investing millions into the metaverse. This came out a day ago. It came out a day ago. It's got 461 comments. And this guy spent $1.4 million.
So much money for what? What is? I bought a piece of land beginning of this year. I spent about $1.5 million. And my mother called me and said, "What did you do? You know, well, are you crazy? You spend so much money for what? What is this?"
There's a land grab taking place online.
Yeah, it's a video on the land economy, right? The virtual world economy. And I'm super interested into this. If anyone knows me from the early days, the reason why I'm called DCL blogger is because of Decentraland, right? In the early days of Decentraland, I used to just buy and sell land for a living for 2 years straight. I used to buy and sell portfolios, help brands come in, broker deals, all sorts of things. So this specific thing is super interesting to me. So Joe over here did a segment on the metaverse and land and how people are using it. And the reality is that there are tens of millions of people now in this space. In Roblox, there's tens of millions of people frequenting Roblox. So, you know, it is a place where where brands want to go and set up shop and see what happens, right? In the midst of that, there's this other blockchain metaverse space like Decentraland and the Sandbox where people are spending millions of dollars on land thinking that it's going to become similar to this. And that's the hope, right? Where you can buy land, you can build on that land, you'll have neighbors that are building cool stuff as well. Give me a second, guys. I will have to be back. Give me 1 second. Real quick. All right, I'm back. But someone rang the doorbell and I had to get a package. Oh well, we're back. All right. So yeah, people, the hope of virtual land buyers are that it'll become a place like Roblox or another metaverse, maybe something like VR chat where people will go around. Maybe there'll be a real estate property that's hotly desired because of the traffic potential, right?
Metaverse.
There's this whole segment about
Nike
that
has also thrown
artifact, how that digital fashion is going to be a thing.
One of the first accepting crypto payments inside the store in the luxury textile industry. And this is when I started also to learn about the metaverse.
So this person seems to have a fashion brand that he's going to be putting his clothing, digital clothing in the metaverse. So there seems to be reasons, right? The Decentraland gets talked about
by big gaming companies.
There's been articles and content written about this metaverse space for a while, but although people have continued spending millions of dollars in this space, the user base hasn't backed it. So there's still that user base boom that needs to happen. I think this metaverse, blockchain metaverse space is still at the infancy as maybe the 2018 period of Ethereum. I think we still need 2 to 3 years in front of us where it's still seamless, it's quick. You're there in a click of a button, and there's thousands of people there straight away, right? I think we're a little bit far from that happening. I just don't know if other side is the play. I'm still unsure about it long term. Yeah, we'll get into that a little bit. There's a couple of people that talk about this metaverse land in this BBC video. This is Crypto Voxels. Oh, that's Angie Taylor.
Who's been creating,
Angie.
selling, and buying
Good to see you.
digital art.
Angie's a bit of an OG artist, been around for a while. Got a land in Crypto Voxels.
Amber
And then there's this other dude.
He's just
a bit of a weirdo.
Sudagar is a successful Metaverse landowner and NFT collector.
I'm in here. I have no idea why they zoomed my face in so big. It's like I gave him this whole area just like this to work with. I don't know why they've zoomed in my face like that, but it is what it is. So I was in here explaining about the land area and then talking about how this is cool, but a lot of ventures are going to be unsuccessful. But out of that's going to come the test of the next. That's pretty cool. SpaceX Metabase. 5 years, whether this thing comes to fruition or not, you got to keep building. The world, there's a lot you have to think about before parting with your money in this space. Yeah. Anyway, so I contributed to the segment, and I think like this specific industry, right, the virtual land industry, I think it's still super speculative. I think people still there's still a lot of building to be doing unless the user base can justify buying the asset being the land. Unless these places have at least, you know, at least give me like 5,000 people a day. At least 5 to 10,000 people a day are going into these places. If that's happening at the very least per day continuously, then it's somewhat worth it, right? Then I would think that it's starting to pick up. There's a speculation where the lands, where you think the lands are going to be worth certain amounts of money because you think it far outweighs the user base growth. Like land selling for millions of dollars far outweighs there. I think check. Hopefully connected okay. All right, I think I lagged out and lagged back in. Let me know if we're good, guys. Sorry. I want to give it a minute. We'll give it 10 to 20 seconds. As far as I can see, it seems to be connected again. I can see your chats. I think I lagged out and lagged back in. Okay, cool. Awesome. Yeah. Okay, awesome. We're good again. Yeah, so I think it's gonna take some time, but for me guys, I'll be honest with this space. I love NFT Twitter. I love a bit of that, but I am here in this space, and I'm seeing some of you guys type this in chat. I'm in this space for the whole Ready Player One vibe. I'm here because I want to transition my freaking body and soul in this virtual space, right? I want the whole experience. I want as immersive as it gets. I want to be able to trade my NFTs, fly a freaking dragon onto the top of a conference. With all my homies around me. Like that's what I'm here to do, and hopefully I will contribute to that happening. Hopefully that'll happen in my lifetime. But that's this stuff is my bread and butter, right? So I love the whole NFT art thing. I love avatars. I love what's going on all these other cool projects. But for me, a lot of my existence I would love to do digitally, right? I'm sure a lot of you guys come from gaming. I've seen Ready Player One. I love Ready Player One, and you know, that's sort of the lifestyle I would like to just experience a couple of hours a day. I mean, you can play games and stuff, and you can go into VR, but until VR is, you know, a click of a button on your sunglasses, just switch it on and off, and you can go in there with all your friends around you, and then go on experiences. I think we're still about 15 years away from that, maybe 10 to 15 years away from that. But hey, that's what I'm here for, right? All right, so that's that. What else am I going through? I think that's it. Am I going through anything else? Nope, that's it. Let's chat with you guys for some time. And again, I don't want to have these streams go for too long. Today was a little bit of a YOLO stream. Didn't really have that much content prepared, but I'm sure there's a lot more to talk about and some projects we can check out. So yeah, okay, cool. So you guys got back from the lag. Yeah, Ecomi is doing good. Maddie, did you know Vivi is showcasing their metaverse in 2 weeks during DesignerCon 2022 convention? I didn't know that. I had no idea. I do know the Vivi team, and the Ecomi team, and I reckon we can get them on stream. So when they showcase their thing, let me try and hit them up now. Maybe in 2 weeks we can get them on a podcast over here, and we can stream their metaverse or some of their, get them to explain some of that stuff. Let's do that, yeah. I want to start lining up some interviews around on this as well. I'm into Twitter Spaces, guys. Like, I like Twitter Spaces, but for me, I like looking at things. I'm a very visual person. Twitter Spaces sometimes works, and I might go on that here and there, and I might maybe do a Twitter Spaces. But for me, when I talk to someone, when I interview someone, I want them to share what they're working on. I want them to talk about their game, right? I want to see visually and be like, oh, holy shit, that's awesome. Like, I like to be into it that way. So let's see with these streams if I can bring some people on these podcasts and stuff. Cool. Thoughts on Fero's upcoming Christie's auction in among basket Warhol. Yeah. I think I'm a big Fero fan. The moment you say that, I'm just gonna be, fully shilling that art. So I think, just seeing any artist, right? Whichever artist it is going heavy in their artwork, just you can see the passion. They just keep trying new things. They keep making t-shirts. They'll go and do paint parties, or they'll go do Christie's, or they'll do an auction on their website, or they'll do Twitter, or they'll just do even small things, right? It doesn't have to be Christie's. It can just be small things, but you see the passion oozing out of them. You see the passion of creating art ooze into their creations, where the art style is very unique to them because they're just so into it. I love that. So yeah, I reckon the Christie's auction is going to go nuts because I think the bear market was a time where some projects could stand out. And I think couple of sales happened with Ferocious where it was like, holy shit, even in a bear market, the person's still selling art. So I think I saw that. I think it comes with like 18 NFTs or something crazy, right? I think there's like 18 unique NFTs and like one-on-one art pieces, physical, and all this sort of stuff. And I think that's going to go nuts. Can you interview some Decentraland builders, the ones who do the big scenes? Yeah, absolutely. Let's do that. Let's interview Lastrom. Lastrom from, let me write these down. So let's go. Interview pad. Interview, let me reach out to Vivi team. Let's go Lastrom from the Last Slice crew. So if you don't know these guys, these were the guys that built Samsung in DCL. What else you guys want to do? I love the comics on Vive a lot. Yeah, the first Spider-Man is pretty awesome. I think so. The whole comic collecting thing is picking up, right? So Vivi did Spider-Man. I think they also had the first Marvel comic up there, and there was a Superman from DC Comics was released from the DC team. So DC Superman NFT. So I think these guys released their NFTs for Superman, and I think the floor is like 5K or something. Now I don't know how you can buy them though, so I don't know how their marketplace works. That's one thing I don't know. But I think they also released their NFTs, so I think like it's quite interesting. Polygonal Mind is pretty cool. Yeah, let's go interview Polygonal Mind. Anyone else from DCL? Let's go DCL builders. Let's do some sandbox builders, eh? Sandbox builders. Let's talk about them and what they're creating. Let them go through some of their builds. If you know someone, let me know. Matty Crypto to Gems is coming to VV real soon. Crypto to Gems. What is that? What that is? DCL is awesome, says Big. Yeah, DCL is awesome. There's a community there that's buzzing, guys. Like every now and then I jump into DCL, there's like people, running their own events. They become a small, passionate community of virtual event organizers. They own their own land. They're making their own wearables. It really reminds me of the very early NFT art scene. Like when I was into DCL, the virtual platform wasn't open yet to explore. It was just buying and selling land. And then when I got into DCL, when they opened up, that's when I was looking at art and other things. And I did a bunch of different ventures. I didn't have the time to just continue building my DCL presence. But I love DCL. I love what they're doing, what they pioneered, which is virtual land. Them and Crypto Voxels and Ethereum and those really early NFT land projects. And slowly, slow but surely, they're going to become very big. I'm sure, whether it be DCL or another virtual world with blockchain and land, they're going to become big, right? Virtual fashion with NFTs is definitely going to be a thing. Land ownership definitely going to be a thing. Zero royalty misplaces are short-term bear market phases of dev work where the DeFi devs have nothing interesting to work on in DeFi. They create these trader-focused, low-fee, high-flip marketplaces. Says Noel. Noel or Noel? Yeah, maybe. I think at the end of the day, I think this phase will pass, and I really don't care where I'm buying things from. At the end of the day, where there's liquidity, I will go. If it's OpenSea and they charge me 5% for it, that's fine. I'll pay the 5%. But if it gets my items sold within the next 20 minutes, I'll just choose OpenSea. As long as OpenSea and these sort of creator-friendly platforms stay dominant with liquidity, I think they're going to see the most. They're going to see the most volume, regardless of the fees they charge. Like, rarely do I stop to sell something because they're charging me 5% on my NFT. All right, guys. We have a couple more minutes. I'll just quickly talk a little bit about the next kind of what's going on with Mattyverse. We're gonna call it Mattyverse. Yeah. So these streams will go on every day for about 2 weeks. And I've said 2 weeks because come mid-December, I'm actually off on a holiday for another 2 weeks. So I don't want to say every single day for the rest of my life and then suddenly go on a break for 2 weeks. So we're going to do this first for 2 to 3 weeks. We're just going to keep going. We're going to trial it for 2 weeks. And if I can maintain streaming daily along with my MetaKey stuff and B3V stuff, which is my fund, and other social stuff, and I can sort of make these streams work and they're not too taxing on my mind and my body, and I'll continue to do them. So far I like them. So far I'm keeping them for 35 minutes straight, and therefore they're doable, right? So the 8 a.m. Melbourne time, which is about half an hour ago, I think it's 4 p.m. EST. I'm not sure where you guys are from, maybe UK, US, hopefully some time zone that this works for you. This is about the time when we'll be doing it, right? So 8 a.m. Every single day, Monday to Friday. So today might be Sunday for some of you guys, but yeah, Monday to Friday, Melbourne time, 8 a.m. we'll be here streaming NFTs. So let me know what's on your mind, guys. If there's anything you want me to check out next time, we'll be doing some interviews eventually. We're doing all sorts of stuff. I want to get real crazy with content creating, right? So this is the start of what's probably going to be Matty going a bit wild with social again. All right. Anyway, I want to say thanks for joining. Stinky Scrublet says, "What's up, man? What's up? We are just ending the stream. We're on for about 35 minutes daily, guys. So yeah, 8 a.m. Melbourne time. Make sure you jump in here. I'll be tweeting it out every single day, of course. And look, it's been a pleasure. I love coming in here, talking to people and learning about what you guys are up to. I have a list of people to interview, a bunch of stuff to do today. And yeah, let's catch up tomorrow at the exact same time. All right.